A WCNC Charlotte Where's the Money investigation revealing a shocking timeline for justice in our community and the reason behind it. Prosecutors believe it will now take 6 years before one murder suspect faces a jury, more than double the time it took pre-COVID.
And Mecklenburg County is in worse shape than most jurisdictions because of severe understaffing. But we are pushing for answers and for change here. Michelle Bowden has been on this story for years and shares what she has uncovered.
It's hard to actually think that my sister's gone. You'll think she's just on a flight somewhere and she's coming back one day.
It's hard to imagine there won't be any new fun photos, no new cell phone videos of Deja Sutton.
I just want justice for my baby.
The 19-year-old was stabbed to death in May 2019. Her ex-boyfriend arrested the day it happened.
So immediately I knew it was him that had done it. And the autopsy report says that she was stabbed over 40 times. Over 40 times. From the head, from the top of her head to the bottom of her feet.
It happened almost 4 years ago, but there's still no trial date set.
Years go by and you're just waiting for answers.
After not hearing anything from the prosecutor's office for more than a year, Teresa Armstrong says she finally reached out to them a few weeks ago.
I called, and when I called, I was like, what's going on? Like, where are we at? And she said, well, it's probably not going to be until about 2025 because we're in 2023 and we're just now starting to do cases for 2017.
And that wait for closure in a particular case, as that wait gets longer, people's level of confidence in the court system to do what it's designed to do starts to break down. We have seen far more of that than I would have hoped for within this jurisdiction.
In fact, the DA says he's been fighting to get more staff in his office since 2019, begging the state legislature to fund more positions and pushing for a system-wide overhaul.
You're saying let's take a look at the system, let's study it and figure out what we need to do and then fix it.
I think that's exactly right. People will say that this is a public safety conversation and it ends with public safety. As far as I'm concerned, it is a quality of life conversation. It's an economic development conversation. I have seen the number of corporations that have decided to go elsewhere because they are fearful of what the impact of decreased public safety will have on a community. I do not want to see that happen in Charlotte.
The DA says the problem starts with the caseload his office handles.
We're one of the few district attorney's offices in the country that handles not only felonies and misdemeanors, but also juvenile cases. We're doing all of it, and we're doing all of it with far fewer resources than what exists in other places.
The Association of Prosecuting Attorneys is a national organization that estimates a community the size of Charlotte should have 130 prosecutors. The office actually only has 85. The association CEO, David Laban, told us,
"You're in an awful place. There's no quick fix."
So it's incredibly frustrating. I think it should be raising red flags all across the state.
We took the DA's concerns to state legislators. Representative Terry Brown says he's going to push for a review of the entire court system.
When do you think a study like this might actually start?
So I'm looking forward to going back and talking with my colleagues on both sides of the aisle, seeing where we can put a bill together to really study this, and talking with the rest of our judicial officials and the court commission and all these other entities so we can see what we can do to study that and hopefully get something done this year on a study. And then after that, get the results and move forward from there.
Perhaps even more key, Representative Brown says there's state money to add much needed new positions. Right now, the state spends $6.5 million in funding the DA's office, and the city and county pay another $3.5 million.
So it sounds like you think there is money there, that the state just needs to allocate more money to Mecklenburg County.
I believe so. So I think it's something it's worth studying and looking into.
Laban told us Charlotte's staffing woes are similar to what Milwaukee faced until recently. That office got money for 18 new prosecutors after an overworked staffer mistakenly set a low bail for the man who, days after being released on that bail, killed 5 people when he plowed his car into a parade.
And that office had been working on this issue for years, just like Charlotte Mecklenburg has been, and nobody wants to pay any attention.
So it literally took a tragedy to make change.
Tragedy to make change.
When is this going to be over with? I want to be done, but I want justice served.
Years go by and you're just waiting for answers because nothing is happening. And we're just waiting, and it's just all we can do is just wait. But we just want that justice for my sister. It's a long time. It's a long time in our heart. It's a very long time.
There's obviously a very powerful emotional component to all this, but when you stick to just the basic math, one of the major problems here that Charlotte Mecklenburg is facing, starting salary is $52,000. In Atlanta, that number is double. Reporting in Charlotte, Michelle Bowden, WCNC Charlotte.
And if you'd like to get a look at the number of cases, we're talking murder and shooting suspects sitting in jail awaiting trial, we've got a breakdown on WCNC.com.